Okay, let's talk a little bit about Project 2 since it's a Qt GUI Python application. First thing to know about the project is that it asks you to use something called an input mask. I have the material open from Blackboard that I developed for you that's titled Using Input Mask with the Line Edit widget. So basically, there's a property for the Line Edit widget that lets you create an input mask. And an input mask is just a series of letters or numbers, and it saves an immense amount of work because you don't have to write any code to keep somebody from doing the wrong thing. For instance, if I wanted to keep somebody from typing anything but numbers into my line edit, and I wanted to make the number required, I could put a 9 there, and it would allow them to type in exactly 1 digit, and it would be required. Now, if I wanted to have 2 digits, but a minimum of at least 1, I could put a 09, because what that would say is there needs to be, if you're going to type a second digit, it's got to be a number, but it doesn't necessarily have to be there. So take a look at this material on input mask, and I'm going to switch over to the Qt Designer program for a moment so that you can see where we would actually put that input mask in there. So here's the sum program that we did earlier. I've clicked on the line edit for the first number, and right here in the properties window you notice that there's input mask, and I have typed a 09 in there. So with that in there, that input mask set on this first line edit, if I save it and then I run my program, what you would see is that I could only type a maximum of 2 numbers into this line edit, 2 numbers total. Because I have a 09, the first number on the left is not required, but it must be a number if I put it there. But I am required to type in at least 1 number, which is exactly what we would want to make this thing function properly. Okay, so that's a little bit about input mask, something important to know, especially working with the project. So now let's talk about the project a little bit. So project's located in module 2. Scroll down to the bottom and there's a module 2 assignments and exam and project 2. So this is your first GUI program to create. You'll notice I've got the links to the 2 template files that you need to get started. Of course, you'll be renaming those. The first one, GUI template.py, would get renamed to mpg underscore whatever your last name is .py. And then similarly with the GUI template.ui, you would be renaming that to mpg underscore your last name.ui. Now, here's a sample of what your user interface looks like. Of course, these things are line edits here. This is a sunken label, like we did with the sum program. These are labels here. We've got a calculate MPG button. We've got a clear button. If you use the GUI template files, this exit button's already done for you. So it's got the general instructions in order to get this done. let's see if there's anything else. You notice that it does talk about the using a mask for your input, your line edits. So we've got the mask requirement for these two. In the stepwise refinement, it's talking about it here. Number 5, input mask. Allow only 2 numeric digits for gallons and 4 for numeric digits for the miles. So details out, really almost leads you through step by step what you need to do. So good luck with the project. Remember the input mask, remember the GUI template files, and you can go back and play the 2 videos, one on designing the UI file and the other on writing the Python code that are out there as well. All right, good luck.